Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play the Hero of Kendrickstone. Last time we nearly got killed in the city center while searching for Dame Mildred's keep, or actually the keep where Dame Mildred is stationed, but we managed to do that in the end, and now we are on to chapter 4, The Beast and Her Prey. Let's look at our attributes for a moment here. Our name is Zygmunt, a young man of Kendrickstone, the squire of Dame Mildred of Sonnemercy. Oh man, if there are some French people watching this, they are probably screaming at the at the computer right now, cursing my name 100 times. A knight of Kendrickstone. Loyalty 50%. Yeah, we're gonna have to increase that one up. Your name is unknown. Prowess 6. Oh, expert. Nice. You carry with you an arming sword, no ranged weapon, no armor, 171 silver pennies. I guess the new chapter really already reflected on us. So let's see. Achievement, Fighter. You have become a skilled warrior. Good. Over the next 3 months, you settle into your position as Dame Mildred's squire. Your mornings are spent in the keep's drill yard. On the days your mistress is on patrol, you train with the other squires, or alone against strawmen and foot quintans, refining your technique with the sword, the mace, the shield, and the lance. On the days when Dame Mildred is free, she acts as your sparring partner in the yard. You begin to dread those days. Mildred is an extremely proficient fighter, powerfully built and deceptively fast. Your first such sparring session ends within an hour, with your mistress judging you too bruised and battered to continue. You better your performance after that humiliating first day, but Dame Mildred has the advantage of years of experience. You never even come close to besting her. Still, you find your muscles growing stronger, your movement quicker, and your reflexes sharper. As squire to a noble-born knight, you have the privilege of a private chamber within the keep. Though small and somewhat poorly lit, it is safe and relatively warm, a place for you to rest and take your meals in private. In addition to your room and board, your mistress issues you an allowance of 24 silver in a month to spend on sundries, luxuries, and other goods you might need. So obviously we haven't spent anything. We got 75 so far. That's good. You kinda enjoy that. We're raking in money, people. How you decide to spend the money, however, proves another dilemma. While it would normally be prudent to save as much money as you can, it might be wiser as an adventurer to live as well as you can afford instead. An adventurer who is well fed and comfortable is one who is healthier both mentally and physically, and that might have a considerable effect on your capabilities. In fact, living well might possibly save your life one day. Do you take the opportunity to buy conveniences, or do you save the money? I deserve some nice things and I don't hesitate to buy them, 50 silver. Or I like my comfort but I'm careful how much I spend on them. Or I can afford to waste my money, I save it all. This is interesting. I was expecting, a choice, for example, like buy a sword or get some goddamn armor. But I guess we'll go with the middle way. You're not rich and you know it. However, you do occasionally drop some money on things to make your life a bit more comfortable. You buy a new tunic when your old one starts falling apart, and a tankard of strong mead every few days. Nice. 6+1, 2+1, 2+1, 2+1. Good. Okay, so we probably could get a bigger effect from that, but 20 is 20, 50 is 50. They're little things, but they keep your spirit up without emptying your purse. In the evening, between the ends of your training and the curfew Dame Mildred has mandated, you have a few hours of free time. Given the freedom of the keep and the city, how do you spend your precious few hours of leisure? I spend my time in the keep's library studying history and literature, or I learn the practical sciences from various castle staff, or I roam the taverns looking for attractive companionship, or I try to earn some extra money in alehouse prize fights. No, you know what? We're gonna be studying history and literature. We're a squire, of course. Achievement fighter. You've become a skilled warrior. What? Did that change something? No. Prowess expert. You're in perfect health. That didn't change anything. You spend your evenings in the well-protected rooms of the castle's archives, always accompanied by a guard, as you study the stories of those who came before you. Months of study do much to improve your knowledge. You learn of the Flowering Court, whose empire once ruled the land where Kendrickstone now stands. You read tales of mighty heroes and black-hearted villains. By the end of 3 months' time, you wouldn't call yourself an expert, but the rudiments of the region's history are yours to recall. Did that somehow... Nah, I didn't do anything for us, but there might be a hidden stat or something. One day, as the heart of the brief summer begins to give way to the cool breezes of autumn, you are awoken by an urgent summons to Dame Mildred's quarters. I'm afraid our sparring sessions must be cancelled today, Zygmunt, Dame Mildred says as you walk into her sparse but spacious quarters. The knight reaches into the fold of her doublet and pulls out a letter of heavy parchment sealed in red wax. An important matter has come up. She unfolds the letter, carefully prying open the wax seal with her thumb, and shows you the content. The writing is mechanical and nearly perfect, the calligraphy of an aristocrat. This letter comes to me from my mother, the Baroness of Sorcerers, Mildred explains as she folds the message back up. It tells me that she is in need of aid, the sort of aid I think you may be suited to provide. Your mind races, a genuine quest, the sort that once brought fame to an adventurers of old. You have so many questions. What's the problem? Why can't the Knights of Kendrickstone handle it? Or is there a reward? What's the problem? Dame Mildred takes a moment to look through the message again. My mother speaks of a beast, oh nice, terrorizing the farmers, working on her first outlying holdings. She believes the beast is a razor claw, that is a large forest predator, something in between a wolf and a hedgehog. It's got sharp quills and claws that can rip through mail like loose cotton, hence the name. Great! You imagine the creature in your head. Such a beast would certainly be a great danger to the community of farmers unused to fighting. Why can't the Knights of Kendrick... Oh no, why... I have to ask all of these? Man, that makes me mad. I wish I could skip some of those. I don't want to ask for a reward. Dame Mildred nods, her expression a combination of pain and annoyance. Normally, I'd go myself, or barring that, I'd ask a favor of one of the other knights, but I'm afraid we must be elsewhere. The knight looks out of the window that shows the keep's courtyard. His Grace, Duke Welfric, has ordered us northwards to escort a tax wagon from Hallowford, which will likely take us a week or more. With the increased bandit attacks of late, I'm afraid such a duty is far more important than any personal request I may have. Dame Mildred looks at you, her expression firmly set. I mislike sending a squire to do the work of a full knight, but you are my squire, and the court damn me if I have not made you as ready as I could be for a job like this. Dame Mildred steps forward, hands on her hips. Will you take the job or not? A real adventuring job? Innocent to rescue? A powerful aristocrat offering a hefty reward? How could you say no? There is still plenty of daylight left, enough time for you to get to Sorcerers by sunset if you are lucky. Still, it would certainly not be remiss for you to spend a few minutes browsing the now open stalls. After all, it won't hurt to be prepared for anything, and you should still be able to make it to Sorcerers by sunset if you don't linger too long. Wait, how far is it exactly? Sorcerers? Okay, here's the... Oh, it's just down south. Yeah, it's about half as far as the Foresters Hollow, so that makes sense. I think I will do some shopping. Or no, I set off for Sorcerers immediately. No, we will do some shopping. You head down to the markets that serve the soldiers and knights of the Duke of Kendrickstone. Nestled against the high walls of the keep, they're easy enough to find. Even if the sight of thick stone fire breaks, the The choking smoke of the forges and the acrid stink of tanning fluids didn't give it away. The names of the street themselves, Steel Lane, Blade Alley, Full Slayer Road, pointedly confirm that you are in the right place. After a few minutes of browsing, you find some things that may be of use to you. One of the smaller tanners have made a side business of selling scraps of leather as handicrafts. One in particular catches your eye, a well-made sling, perfect for hurling small rocks or lead bullets at distant foes. The tanner asks 50 silver for it. Obviously, a coat of mail is well out of your price range. Even the cheapest hauberks start at 15 or 20 gold. You could, however, get yourself an aketon or arming doublet, made of quilted cotton and reinforced with boiled leather panels. An aketon does not provide much protection, but it may be enough to turn a killing blow into a flesh wound. You quickly note a selection of such coats starting at 100 or so silvers. Lastly, nestled between the market stalls and the gate of the keep is a small wine shop. Its owner bellows to all who can hear of the virtues of his most expensive product, a skin of fine Khazari lion milk, a liquor known for its smoothness and strength. For 30 silvers you can buy it and alleviate the strains of the long road to Son of Mercy. Well, no ranged weapon, you wear no armor. We definitely need an aketon, so let's buy it. You pick the padded vest that seems most likely to fit you. For 100 silver you get a thick tunic of quilted cotton and linen, stiffened at the front and shoulders with panels of leather boiled in beeswax. The new armor is a little snug around the shoulders and a bit loose over the hips, but it fits comfortably enough. Covered from neck to knee in padded cloth, you take an experimental walk down the street, feeling the fabric slowly lose its stiffness and loosen around your joints. Before long, you notice the sun is alarmingly high in the sky. You must leave with haste if you are to reach Son of Mercy before nightfall. Newly armored, you head for the gates. Thankfully, you make it all the way to the fortress without being accosted or delayed. The sun still peeks through the trees when you walk out of the forest and into the clearing before the towers of Son of Mercy. Oh man, I wish we could have bought the sling as well. The fortress of Son of Mercy is quite unlike anything you've seen before. Its primary structures are two gigantic stone towers, one looming over each side of the road. A stone curtain wall, twice the height of a soldier's atop it, surrounds each tower and its associated outbuildings. Instead of blocking the road, the fortress proceeds over it. A covered walkway arches between the two towers, leaving the road further south in its shadow. It's pretty decent, but I'm not entirely sure if this was... oh, anyway. Further travel on the main road would take you into the border marches, the vast expanse of the southern scrublands, and finally, the Empire of Corellandis. Instead, you take a left on a smaller divergent path towards one of the gates that cut into the curtain walls. Two soldiers are waiting at the gate, spears in hand. Both wear kettle helms and surcoats bearing the familiar sigil of Son of Mercy, the same one worn by Dame Mildred. "Hold," one of them shouts. "State your business." "I am here to answer the Baroness' request for aid," you reply. One of the soldiers leans forward to take a closer look. "Are you now? If you're a knight of Kendrickstone, where's your horse, your armor, your squire?" You shake your head. "I'm not a knight, just an adventurer." You see the expression on both soldiers fall flat at that. They were expecting a trained soldier with decades of experience, and they got you. Still, disappointment or no, they'll try their best to make you feel welcome. After a short inspection, they escort you into the fortress. The yard of the eastern tower of Son of Mercy cannot be much larger than the market square of a small town, yet it's filled with men, women, and children, all wearing the earthen hues of farmers and yeomen. Even in the dying light of the sunset, you can see the expressions of despair and anger in their faces. There are perhaps 3 or 4 dozen in all, enough to people a small farming hamlet. Your escort tells you these are the folk who fled from the Razor Claw's attack. The 2 guards lead you past the courtyard into one of the thick-walled towers. There, you are given a simple evening meal of bread, ale, and cheese. A bed is provided for you in the guardroom, cramped but clean and soft enough for a good night's rest. The next morning, you wake before the sun has even risen. Around you, most of the guards still sleep. As far as you can tell, only a minimal dawn watch is still up and about. You have no doubt that neither Dame Mildred nor her lady mother would approve of you dawdling about the fortress for several days as the Razor Claw continues its attacks. However, perhaps it would be best to gather some information before heading out. Request an audience with the Baroness, or question the farmers in the courtyard, or I go after the Razor Claw. Well, Baroness would be great, but primarily the farmers are the ones that saw it, so they should be able to tell me more about it. It's not difficult to find some in the tower courtyard to answer your questions. Those seeking refuge from the Razor Claw are still there, huddled for warmth around iron braziers, wool blankets and shawls wrapped tight to ward off the early morning chill. When you step out into the mist, some of them stand and gather around you. "Are you here to kill the beast?" one asks. "I would really like to go home soon," says another. Word of your arrival has spread quickly, it seems. Hopefully the news of my death will not spread so fast. Soon the displaced farmers form a ring around you, men, women and children. They stand in silence, anticipating what you are going to say next. What will you ask them, if anything? All of these are interesting. Which one? Well, we will take it from the top. When did the attacks begin? A man steps forward, grey-haired and stooped with age. It was a week ago, wasn't it, when they found poor Geoff out in the woods? The man shakes his head softly. Cut open like a hog, he was. Hold on a moment, another voice calls out. One of my cows disappeared 3 days before that. We found it picked clean and not far away from when we found Geoff. More voices speak up, citing other incidents, other strange disappearances and unlikely sightings, all of them within the last 2 weeks. Soon, the cacophony of competing voices is impossible to untangle. It takes you a minute to quiet everyone again. At what time do the attacks occur? Surprisingly enough, the questions get no solid answers. Some say they thought they saw the beast slinking around the edge of the forest at noon. Others assert that the creature could only be spotted at sunrise or sunset. One man pipes up. It must attack at night. That's what Maud thought. At the mention of the name, a few of the farmers shuffle back, some looking over their shoulders. Who's Maud, you ask? The farmers hesitate. A few start to open their mouths, but shut them without speaking. Finally, a child steps forward, wide eyes gleaming under the mop of red hair. She's my ma. She stayed behind with a few others, he declares exuberantly. They're gonna slay the beast when it attacks again. One of the other children quickly drags the boy back. The man who first spoke shakes his head. Pay no mind to him, or those fools who stay behind. I only pray that they don't get in your way.